Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, February 17th. All right, I'm Tori here with Alan Lindsay. So good to see you guys. What a blessing it is.
Yeah, I thought that was a holiday, the way you said the 17th.
I know. I just thought, wow, we're really getting closer to March. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's how the calendar works.
Hey, here we go. Before we get into everything, we do want to take a quick moment and reach out. There's so many of you who are in the path of this historic winter storm, and specifically, we want to reach out to the millions of people in Texas who are still without power. They're struggling to stay warm. We here at DBL, we sincerely hope you are staying safe. We're with you in spirit. We want you to please take care of yourself and one another as best as possible. It's dreadful down there, so we are wishing you the best. Moving on to what the president said yesterday in Milwaukee, speaking at a town hall in CNN, he offered some hope, saying that people who want a COVID vaccine will be able to get it by the end of July. And he predicts things will go back to normal by Christmas. There was also this very heartwarming moment with a second grader who was very worried about coronavirus might be much like your kids. Take a look.
You're the safest group of people in the whole world, number one. Number two, you're not likely to be able to be exposed to something and spread it to mommy or daddy. And it's not likely mommy and daddy are able to spread it to you either. So I wouldn't worry about it, baby, I promise you.
Speaking of vaccines, how many of you have seen your friends or family posting photos like this getting vaccinated? Well, turns out that's making people feel something called vaccine envy. So have you felt jealous at all because you don't have it yet? And what do you do to cope? All right, have you guys felt vaccine envy? And what are you doing if you are feeling it? Lindsay, have you been a little jealous at all?
I thought this was weird to talk about because I actually was happy for everybody.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
When my friend texted me today that her parents both got it in D.C., I'm like, yes, our parents. When my dad got the first shot, I'm like, yes. You know, when different people have said that they've gotten it, and when my cousin that's on the front line got it, I'm like, yes. And honestly, Al asked me yesterday, he's like, did you sign up for the vaccine? I said, I think I'm last in line because I'm healthy, I'm pretty young on the spectrum. And Al's like, no, but you can still look into it and see like when you're in line. And so Colin and I looked into it last night, but we're not in a rush. We're just going to stay safe, wear 2 masks, try to relax, you know. And so I haven't felt very jealous, but I'm just felt happy for people that were
Someone's
making
a good person.
progress.
She's seemingly a good person.
Envy?
No, not at all. I was just relieved for people. Now, I do want to say that Biden made it really clear that teachers, he and Kamala Harris want to push that as a priority because they are not on that priority list. We talked about it yesterday. We have a lot of teachers watching, and they said they want to move that priority up because that's absolutely ridiculous. That comes from Dr. Jill Biden, I bet you, as an educator in that White House as a first lady. Al, how about you? You're salty. Did you have vaccine envy?
Salty in all things.
I mean, I was pre-med before I got into comedy, so all my friends.
I'm sorry, do you want to name drop again?
All my friends are doctors, so my doctor friends got it probably about a month ago, and they just posted pictures on the group chat of them getting it. And then I was texting a random friend that's a comic, and I'll just say they got it because they're a bartender and they're considered essential.
But teachers aren't?
Look, we don't have time. Think that face, Lindsay.
Wow.
And I was just texting back like, good for you, bro. And I was just, look.
Wow.
Hey, man. It's not my call. I'm just saying what's happening.
Priorities in America with teachers, you all are screaming at the TV, and we feel you. Just know that. I'll remember this story has come up again. You all remember this one? The white woman who was dubbed Central Park Karen. Let's go back and take a look. This is Amy Cooper. She'd been facing charges for making a false police report against a black man. Well, now the Manhattan DA has decided to drop the charges. Amy Cooper was offered an alternative restorative justice resolution after 5 sessions with a therapist. She completed the program.
5? Why didn't you say so?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to read this very straight. One interesting note, the man in the incident, Christian Cooper, no relation, says he never received a personal apology, although Amy did issue a public apology. So the question is, did she get punished enough? And if not, what would justice look like in this situation? All right, talk to me about what you guys thought. I was like, not shocked because it's America, and also like, come on. I mean, she made up that he was attacking her, calling the police to what we know happens to sometimes with black men, black women, with cops. Al?
I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised at all?
No, there are people that were involved in the insurrection that are in Mexico waiting to go to trial. They still were allowed to go on vacation. They're still allowed to demand organic food and get it. And this woman had to take a test. I don't know what her therapist, like, what did that look like? Like,
right.
Black people are trees, cars, people. All right. Like, what is the test for, like, seeing people's humanity?
Are they a bicycle? No.
Yeah. I got it. I got an 89. Black people are humans. I think
that we've all been to therapy before, right? And so 5 sessions has not drastically changed.
The first one is just learning names.
Right, exactly. So that's why I'm just confused. I mean, I just want to be crystal clear. So Amy Cooper was the vice president and head of investment of a company, right? So if you're telling me that she didn't understand racial bias and so she needed training, that's a foolish stance. And so for her to say that she is rehabilitated from using her whiteness to weaponize and traumatize black people, and just because Christian Cooper didn't want to push her her and push charges on her doesn't mean that other black people who she can harm in the future and have police called and get killed is worthy of her just saying, hey, took 5 classes, I'm good. Because I think she's emboldening other people that want to behave in a similar fashion that can get somebody killed. And so I don't even know, it's not even just about Amy Cooper, it's really about the police and law enforcement and how you guys are going to rehabilitate yourselves and rehabilitate the entire system, because I think we're laughing and joking about Amy Cooper, but this is an example of where's the justice. We watched all last year seeing no justice for black people. Where is the justice? And I don't care if Christian Cooper didn't want her to get any charges pressed on her. All black people in America wanted something to happen. And so I think we're watching this and we're just like, wow, here we go again.
I think we're seeing precedent. It's just like now we have a precedent set, like you can do this. She changed her voice. She said that she was being attacked and trying to be killed, which means the police are going to come already probably guns unclipped and ready to do what they need to do. She tried to weaponize the police. No different. And I warned against this when we were talking about Permit Patty and Barbecue Becky. They were doing the same thing. There were black people standing there. They didn't want to look at them, so they called the police to come and kill them.
Okay, so she got fired. First of all, I'm just taking the other side here. She got fired, publicly humiliated. Everybody knows her name. She strangled her dog. She lost her dog at one point. She got her dog back, which is, let's talk about that another day. What more would you have been satisfied with?
I think what more do people want to see who don't think is enough, that enough happened? So if she would have called the police and Christian Cooper would have died, or he would have got attacked, or he would have been in jail, would that be enough for the people who don't think that she has enough charges? So I think that she needs to be held accountable because her actions and similar actions have caused death.
And also, Lindsay, don't forget there's something in the gaming world called swatting. And what it was there were gamers that were beefing with each other. So I would be like, if you're beating me in a video game,
bring the police.
Yeah, they would call and say that there's like a child abduction or something at this house, and somebody got killed doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
They sent the cops over there and they killed the person. They thought that they were walking into a situation where somebody had a machine gun. So whatever that charge is for that should be the same for this.
Right, you can't walk away and say whoopsies. Like that's not enough.
Write us in, let us know what you think.
She passed the test.
She did. She
89. She got a sticker.
She got an 89. All right, we do have some.
There was a grape on it that said "grape job."
Oh God, we have some sad news to report. I'm trying to change the topic here. We did get some breaking news in that Rush Limbaugh, the conservative talk radio pioneer, has died today. He was 70 years old. His wife, Catherine, made the announcement on his radio show today. Limbaugh was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in January of last year. Shortly afterwards, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We hope his family is dealing with the loss. Coming up on DBL, our favorite nighttime soap stars. Where are they now? The First Lady of Knots Landing, Michelle Lee, takes us back to the cul-de-sac. And Ashley Judd, this is crazy, y'all. Her very close brush with death. Wait till you hear the hellish ordeal she went through in the jungle. It's insane. She broke her leg in 4 places. Wow. Stay tuned.
You like cheese, Jeff? I don't know. I'm hungry. How about you guys? Again! Which cheese and meat? Favorite? Cooking a lot. My rear end is going to have its own zip code soon. Is it lime? Give me an example of how he sticks his foot in his mouth.
Pineapple.
Pineapple! Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Summers, and I thought it might be fun to unwrap some brownies. And when you're here in Denver, you want to
JR. Want to talk to me?
Lucy, what the hell are you doing here?
Oh, nice to see you, too.
This February, DBL is all new every day.
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Really? Okay. Like, it is such a joke. I was shocked. I meant for you to chime in on. I don't know what you're saying.
DBL is just getting started.
Here come the Pistons.
I love this story. Stick with us in 2021. We're going to have a great year.
Welcome back to DBL. There's Leo. A big shout out to our coworkers tuning in from home during the pandemic. Seriously, they are like family. We miss you guys and we can't wait to see you. This story I went really deep into. Ashley Judd is recovering after a near-death experience in the African rainforest. So the actress was in the Congo. She was studying bonobos. It's an ape that exists. What a funny sentence. Only in remote parts of the rainforest when she tripped on a falling tree and she broke her leg severely, 4 places, and had incredible nerve damage. Now, she chronicled the grueling, get this, 55-hour ordeal on Instagram, praising her Congolese brothers and sisters for essentially saving her life. She said her leg had to be reset twice while she was lying on the jungle floor. At one point, she bit on a stick, I'm not kidding, to get out of the pain. She was then carried out of the jungle in this hammock for 3 hours, and then it took another 6 hours on this motorbike over rough terrain. Look at this. That's her facing forward so one guy can lift her leg up for 6 hours to reach a spot where she could eventually be airlifted to a hospital in South Africa. She spoke to Nicholas Kristof from the New York Times about her recovery. Watch.
I would show you this beautiful, it's called an external fixator that I have on my leg because there was such massive soft tissue damage. We can't actually touch the bones for another sort of 10 days. Yeah, my dad actually wants me to turn around and show you my leg.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. It's a thing of beauty for right now.
Okay, so first off, she fell, started screaming, and one Congolese man put his foot underneath hers for those 3 hours without moving so that the bones wouldn't move. And then they volunteered to lift her over, and then they carried her and like blessed her and like wept with her. And I can't believe the amount of support she got. That is crazy to me. I'm interested in medical emergencies, especially like in far off places. So this was like, what would you do? Why are you guys just both looking at me?
I didn't know.
I was like wrapped up in it. I mean, this is something that I think about as somebody who travels. I've been in pretty remote locations, and it's just like, what if something happened?
Tell our audience.
I was deep in Ethiopia, in like
Addis Ababa?
Lalibela, and just like really, we were hiking a lot, and so I just wondered if anything happened. Like, you know, you have to be extra precautious hiking. I'm not the most athletic person in the world.
Come on, come on.
So, it's just that it crosses your mind, like all those trips you have to take to get to a big hospital. I would never want anything to happen, and so thank God for people that helped her out, like you said, and really just came to her rescue.
Enough thanking God. Let's get these people some money. Okay. Like, we're talking about her journey, being carried in a hammock. What about those 2 dudes? Can we talk to
the guy that had to lift her leg for 6 hours?
I think she could definitely slip them a couple of dollars.
I feel like she could slip them money.
I don't know if they got Venmo, but I'm sure she could figure it out. Like, everybody, she should have been taking names. Like, hey, what should
she did? I will say her Instagram post is all their names and what they did. So it's a lovely tribute. But I hope
to be her Venmo.
Maybe some Venmo. We'll be right back with
payments.
Michelle Lee from Knots Landing. Stop it, Al, from Knots Landing.
Can you take your food and store it outside until power comes back? Why are we talking about this? Well, millions of people are without power due to winter storms, and while their refrigerators are thawing inside their homes, outside their homes, temperatures are below freezing. To find out, we checked with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and research from North Dakota State University. Both say storing your food outside is a bad idea because of variable temperatures, unsanitary outdoor conditions, and/or disturbances by animals. The DHHS says when food is stored outside, it can, quote, enter the danger zone of temps getting too warm to safely eat later on. Now, this can even happen from food getting hit by sunlight. So no, according to the DHHS, you shouldn't store food outside even if it's cold out. That's verified. But that doesn't mean your food has to go to waste. The DHHS suggests using your fridge or freezer as an old-fashioned ice box. Put ice inside the fridge to keep the temperatures down until power comes back. You can also put food in a cooler and keep it in an unheated area like a garage. Oh, and last thing, When power does come back, check your food. If any perishable food has been above 40 degrees for about 2 hours or more, you should toss it. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Welcome back to DBL. Joan Rivers called her the queen of the cul-de-sac. That was a good Joan Rivers impression. Earlier, we caught up with Michelle Lee, who played Karen on Knots Landing, and we're turning back time in our series Nighttime Soap Stars. Where are they now?
Welcome home. Karen! Hello. It's like old times, isn't it?
Yes! Michelle Lee, there you are. Welcome to DBL. We just watched a clip from Knots Landing featuring you with your co-star Donna Mills and Joan Van Ark. By the way, Joan's going to be here on Thursday.
Really?
When was the last time you caught up with them, and do you have any little messages for Joan?
I talked to them 2 days ago.
Wow.
On a Zoom, the three of us. I looked better than the two of them.
That's all that matters. What did you...
One of the reasons...
Yeah, what did you guys talk about on the Zoom? We're all curious.
My sex life.
Yes.
Wow. Tell me. Do you have any tips for me?
Forget our boring questions.
Hold it. Hold it.
Let's get into it.
I'm taking notes.
The director told me not to lean out of the frame. So, you didn't laugh when I said my sex life. That was supposed to be funny.
No, we're going to take notes from you, Michelle.
Okay, I got so many of them. Okay, now I'll be. Oh, I see. There's a lag. We're getting a lag.
Oh yeah, we have a delay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, well, I'm going to start. First of all, great frames. I love those. I got LASIK eye surgery, and then glasses became super cool, so I'm very jealous. Very cool frames. And I just want to tell you, you play a special part of my life, because when I was growing up, and I'd be, you know, this back when there was only 1 or 2 TVs in the house, my Aunt Marilyn would watch Knots Landing, and I would watch the beginning, and that was when I was people have pools in their backyard. That was for me, that was a big deal. I didn't even know people lived like that. So that was you will always play a big role in my life. And obviously you're the queen of the cul-de-sac. We saw Desperate Housewives, and that was basically a cul-de-sac based dramedy, however you want to look at it. What do you think about the comparisons between Desperate Housewives and the Real Housewives? Because I think you were the forerunner to that.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, we were so much better.
Yes, yes.
I love her.
No, I actually, Mark Sherry, who produced it, wrote it, and everything else, is a friend of mine. And of course, we were the forerunner for that show, both on cul-de-sacs also. They had wonderful actors, as we did. Most of our actors were stage actors to start with. My whole background really started on the stage, on the Broadway stage, musical, believe it or not. And everybody who became fans of Knots Landing had no idea that I had a whole career before singing in musical theater. So enough of that. Go on.
I knew that,
I
Michelle.
look so great.
Michelle, I knew your musical theater background. Yes, not only can you sing, can you dance, but let me tell you, many people would call you the triple threat that definitely carved a lane for a lot of actresses that not only got their start on Broadway, but were able then to cross over to television. So a pioneer.
Oh, thank you so much for that, little lady. I love being a pioneer.
I thought that was going to
Thank you so much.
I thought that was going to translate into the bedroom somehow. I don't know where that was going. I didn't know where that was going, Michelle. But I got a question for you
head out of the gutter.
about acting.
That's
It's
not
always
the
in the
gutter.
gutter. It's always in the gutter,
beautiful.
Michelle. So I hope I'm not bringing up anything bad, but your ex-husband, you guys got a divorce around the same time. Your character, Karen, was about to become a single mom. Did you use that, like some of the emotions that you were going through while you were acting?
How did you get that picture? Oh my God, I don't even have that picture. Somebody save it for me.
We'll
really.
send it to you.
No, yeah, it was odd because on Knots Landing, very often our storylines would mimic what was happening in our own lives somehow, okay? Sometimes it was on purpose, by the way, because we had such an extraordinary experience with everyone behind the camera and all the actors that stayed very close friends. But anyway, the executive producer, creator, David Jacobs, would always take ideas from us. It was always open-minded to everything that was going on. And basically what he said was, bring me things. And we did. With my husband, who I called my former, he's deceased now. I called him my former because I don't believe in Xing people out of your life. And so, oh my God, look at me.
We're going to get you that photo. Michelle, before we go, you know, I think it's really important that, you know, you really did talk about, you know, the time when your character dealt with prescription drugs. That's very relevant today. What was that like back then, shining a spotlight on something that has affected so many people?
Because my character was seen as the Rock of Gibraltar. She's the one that solved everybody's problems and her own. I was very skeptical at first because I thought, how could she be addicted to whatever they wanted me to be addicted to? But then I totally went the other way around, because at that time, Betty Ford had come out and said, or her husband, the president, allowed her to say she was addicted, she had cancer. It was all out in the open. And I thought, if the First Lady could have an addiction problem, then Karen can too. Bye.
We love you. We really do.
Got the stuff.
You keep us on our toes. Michelle Lee, thank you so much for joining us. Please keep us updated on any future projects that we can look forward to. And thank you again for coming on DBL.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Verify. Is it normal for younger people to experience stronger vaccine side effects? Our sources are two doctors, Dr. Linda Limbaugh from the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center and Dr. Latasha Perkins from the Georgetown University School of Medicine. We also looked at resources from the FDA and the CDC. The short answer here, according to our experts, is yes.
The reason you're seeing those side effects is because you have a robust immune system.
When we're younger, we tend to mount a bigger and stronger immune reaction, if you will. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing.
Take this breakdown of the Pfizer vaccine posted on the CDC website. It shows that people 55 and under had fever after the second dose about 16% of the time, compared to just 11% for those older than 55 when compared to placebo.
That is not something to be concerned about. It's something to be happy about because it means your immune system works.
And our experts emphasize that you should get that vaccine. The side effects are typically mild or moderate, and they go away after a day or two.
So you're doing yourself and you're doing others a huge favor.
So we can verify that yes, younger people do tend to get stronger reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine, but our experts say this is absolutely not a reason to avoid it.
It's not fun, but it's definitely worth it to help, get the country that much closer to some immunity.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.
At DBL, we're always on.
I'm in control. You're trying to give a conversation up here.
Shouldn't he be held accountable?
Absolutely.
This is where I'm going to push back.
Is this my shocked face?
Tori, I will walk off the set.
You should.
This February, DBL is all new.
I agree with Al on this one.
Every day.
Yeah, wow, I said it, Tori. Yo.
I'm in control.
Notice that I look very similar to someone in this outfit, so I'm going to stand up and see if you guys can guess.
You do look like The Rock.
Just need
Look
some more
how much
muscles.
I look a lot like him.
And your fanny pack needs to be lower. Come
You
on,
don't
get
have
it
to put
together.
your arm like that either. Like, you look weird. You look like a broken
Put your
toy.
head down on nothing.
Am I weirding out? DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thank you.